Good day, everyone. I am Princess Siley Marsilia, and together with my group mates Dexter Arellano and Kenneth Pitalcurin, we are Group 8. And today we will be presenting our mathematical investigation entitled Difficulties in Multiplying Polynomials. To begin, polynomial multiplication is a fundamental skill in junior high school mathematics because it prepares students for topics such as factoring, quadratic equations, and polynomial division. However, many students continue to struggle with this skill. International studies, such as the one by Eka Mornaron and colleagues in 2024, shows that students often make mistakes when applying exponent rules or distributing terms, and these errors indicate that the problem exists globally. And nationally, research by Valdez and his team 2024 shows that Filipino students often rely on memorized shortcuts like FOIL or the FOIL method. Because of this, they struggle when the expressions become more complex. And locally, in the Davao region, Moreno and Zasada 2024 found that weak basic multiplication skills affect learners' ability to handle polynomial operations correctly. Across all these studies, one theme is clear. Students lack strong conceptual understanding and procedural fluency, which leads to systematic errors. And these difficulties can affect their confidence and readiness for higher level algebra. That is why our study aims to analyze these errors, understand the reason behind them, and determine how they affect student algebra performance. This investigation is important because difficulties in multiplying polynomials are widely reported from international level down to the local setting.
So for the methodology of our mathematical investigation, in this study, we use a descriptive approach with error analysis. First, we administered a test questionnaire adapted from a DepEd module. The test contained problems on multiplying polynomials, including both numerical expressions and word problems. After answering the test, we selected specific students for follow-up interviews. This allowed us not only to identify their errors, but also to understand why those errors happen. We focused on how the students applied algebra concepts such as the distributive property, exponent rules, and combining like terms. By analyzing both written solutions and interview responses, we were able to see the students' thought processes more clearly and identify the most common difficulties in multiplying polynomials. Next, for our data analysis, we examine student responses carefully and grouped their mistakes into different categories. These include missing distributive terms, wrong exponent operations, sign errors, and incorrect combining of like terms. Next, we match these written errors with interview explanations to discover the possible causes. Then, we summarize the frequency of each error and form a clear picture of what students struggle with the most. Through this organized analysis, we were able to interpret both what errors occur and why these errors persist. Next, for our expected output is a detailed summary of the common errors that students commit when multiplying polynomials. We expect to produce tables showing how often each type of errors occurs. We also expect the interviews to give deeper explanations behind those mistakes, the ideas that confuse students, or the steps they misunderstood. Finally, we aim to make practical suggestions for teachers. These recommendations can help improve instruction in polynomial multiplication and support students in developing stronger algebra skills. This investigation aims to find out the common errors and difficulties that first-year base ed mathematics students experience when multiplying polynomials. Our guide question for the whole study is, what common errors and difficulties do students encounter when multiplying polynomials? This question directs us toward understanding both the mistakes and the possible reasons behind them. Multiplying polynomials becomes a routine problem when the steps are familiar and repetitive. These include tasks like multiplying binomials, monomials, or expressions using the distributive property. Because the students have practiced this before, they usually know what to do. Routine tasks help build procedural fluency, accuracy, speed, and confidence in carrying out steps. These problems also help teachers identify early misconceptions because mistakes become visible even in simple tasks. This strong foundation prepares students for more complex algebra later. Multiplying polynomials becomes a non-routine problem when students must think deeper and choose strategies. Examples include word problems, unfamiliar arrangement of terms, missing values, or unusual polynomial forms. Students cannot rely only on memorized rules like FOIL method. They must understand the concept behind distribution and decide how to approach the problem. Non-routine problems develop reasoning and problem-solving skills. These tasks reveal whether students truly understand the math, not just the procedure. Multiplying polynomials is considered a good math problem because it encourages both skills and thinking. Students must apply important algebra rules such as distribution and exponents while organizing multi-step solutions. It allows the use of different strategies like the box method or vertical method, giving students freedom to choose what makes sense to them. This topic is also meaningful and connected to real-life applications like area, cost, and patterns. Because it develops understanding and reasoning, multiplying polynomials meets the characteristics of a worthwhile and educational problem. The first intrinsic feature of polynomial multiplication is its cognitive challenge. Students must remember and apply several rules at once. When the steps pile up, the mental load increases, especially if the learner has weak fundamentals. Another intrinsic feature is the need for clear logical reasoning. Students must see why each term is multiplied, why like terms are combined, and why exponent rules apply. Without reasoning, common errors easily occur. These internal demands show why students need strong conceptual understanding to successfully multiply polynomials. The extrinsic features of polynomial multiplication focus on relevance and real-life connections. When students can relate polynomials to familiar ideas like area models, garden designs, or changing lengths, the concept becomes more meaningful. Using visuals such as the lattice or area model helps students connect abstract algebra to concrete situations. Contextualize problems motivate students and show the purpose of what they are learning. These features prove that polynomial multiplication is easier to understand when presented in situations that students recognize and engage with.
We will now proceed to the discussion of results of our mathematical investigation on the difficulties of students in multiplying polynomials. So after checking the responses from the test, we observed several clear patterns. First, when students were asked to multiply a binomial by a trinomial, so they are struggled to multiply binomial to trinomial. Many of them performed incomplete distribution, several products were missing, which tells us that learners are not yet confident in applying the distributive property across multiple terms. This supports the study of Ikamorn-Naroon et al. 2024, who also found that students commonly forget to distribute all terms when expressions become longer. Second, we found difficulties related to loss of exponent and combining like terms. Some students added exponents incorrectly, while students combined terms that were not alike. These types of errors shows that there are conceptual gaps in understanding the exponent rules and algebraic structures. This is similar to the result of Valdez and Delagit 2022, who noted that misunderstanding exponent rules or the loss of exponent is one of the most common algebra errors. The third one, which is the greatest challenge appeared in the word problem, is they're not able to transform the worded problems into the equation. So many students were unable to translate the verbal situation into an algebraic expression because of this. Even if they knew the procedures, they could not start the solution correctly. So during the interview, students shared that they feel confused with long problem statements and do not know what equation to form. This supports the Newman's error analysis, which states that transforming verbal information into mathematical form is a major difficulty for learners. And the result shows that the students' error come from procedural gaps, conceptual misunderstanding, and difficulty interpreting real-life problems. We also conduct an error analysis to classify the mistakes of the students. The first category of error is the procedural mistake, specifically incomplete or incorrect distribution. Some students only multiplied the first pair of terms but forgot the rest. This tells us that their use of distributive property is still not automatic. The second category includes the conceptual errors. When we say conceptual errors, these were seen where students incorrectly applied exponent rules or combined unlike terms. These errors showed that students memorize steps but not fully understand the concepts behind them. The third category is the interpretation error, which appears in the worded problem. So learners struggles to translate the situation into algebraic equation. So because of this, they could not proceed to solving the actual polynomial expression. So these errors reveal that students' difficulties come from both procedural and conceptual weaknesses, as well as challenges in reading comprehension and translation. So based on the findings, we formed several conjectures. The first, students who have weak mastery of basic arithmetic and exponent rules tend to struggle more with complex polynomial expression. Second, many students rely too much on memorized shortcuts like FOIL method. Because of this, when the problem no longer fits the FOIL pattern, they become confused and make errors. The third one is the difficulty in solving worded problems may be caused by weak translation skills. Students can do the algebraic steps, but they do not know how to form the equation they don't know how to form the expression from the verbal situation. So these conjectures suggest that difficulties in polynomial multiplication are interconnected and influenced by earlier learning gaps. Through this investigation, we realize that students' errors are not due to a single factor, but a combination of conceptual and procedural challenges. We also realize how important it is for students to explain their reasoning. During the interviews, we discover misconceptions that were not visible in the written word. Another realization is that solving worded problems requires more than just algebra skills. It requires reading comprehension, interpretation, and decision making. This means that teachers must teach not only for computation, but also strategies for understanding the worded problems. Next is the limitations of this study. So our number of participants was small. So the findings cannot represent all the students. The test items covered only selected types of polynomial problems, and the interviews relied on how clearly students express their thoughts. Also, the study did not include an intervention or follow-up test, so we cannot determine whether students would improve after the instruction. In conclusion, the study showed that students commonly struggles with multiplying polynomials due to the three main factors. The three main factors are incomplete application of the distributive property, misunderstanding of exponent rules or the law of exponents, and the difficulty in combining like terms. The most significant difficulty was in solving worded problems, where students were unable to translate verbal situations into algebraic expressions. For the recommendations, based on the results, we recommend the following. First is to strengthen foundational algebra instruction, especially on the distributive property, exponent rules or the laws of exponent, and combining like terms. Second is the use visual and structured methods, such as the box method or the area models, to help students see how distribution works. The third one is to provide guided practice on translating worded problems into algebraic form to help students understand the real-life applications. The fourth one is to incorporate regular error analysis so students can recognize their mistakes and correct them immediately. The fifth one and the last one is to integrate reading strategies in math lessons, especially for long problems, situations, to help students understand and break down word problems more effectively. With these strategies, students can develop stronger understanding, better accuracy, and improve confidence in multiplying polynomials. To close this presentation, we would like to emphasize that understanding students' difficulties in multiplying polynomials is not just about identifying mistakes. It is about improving teaching practices and helping learners build stronger mathematical foundations. Through this investigation, we gained clearer insights into the challenges students face and the reason behind their errors. These findings will guide us creating better strategies and more meaningful learning experiences in the future. Before we end, we would like to show a short compilation of clips taken during the conduct of our study. These clips include the pre-test, the administration of pre-test, and the selected parts of the students' interviews. So, these documented moments show the actual process of how we gathered our data and how we engaged with the participants to understand their thinking. Thank you for watching. With this, we officially conclude our report. We hope our study contributes to a deeper understanding of learners, difficulties in polynomial multiplication, polynomial multiplication, and helps inspire improvements in math instructions. Thank you and have a good day.